Imagine a world of ice and snow where the sun barely sets in summer and never rises in winter. This is the reality of the polar regions, Earth's frozen caps, the Arctic and Antarctica. They might seem similar, vast landscapes of white, but they are worlds apart in geography, climate, and the life they hold. The Arctic, at the top of our planet, is an ocean surrounded by land. Think of a giant ice bowl with water at its heart, rimmed by the continents of North America, Europe, and Asia. Antarctica, at the bottom of the world, is the opposite. A continent surrounded by ocean. It's a massive landmass, larger than Europe and Australia combined, cloaked in ice and ringed by the Southern Ocean. These geographical differences are fundamental to understanding the unique character of each region. The Arctic, with its ocean currents and proximity to land masses, experiences less extreme temperatures than Antarctica. The presence of land around the Arctic Ocean also means a greater diversity of habitats, from frozen tundra to icy seas. Antarctica, isolated by its surrounding ocean, is a much colder and drier place. The vast Antarctic ice sheet, miles thick in places, holds about 90% of the world's ice. This massive ice sheet influences global climate patterns, reflecting sunlight back into space and keeping the planet cool. The Arctic, with its ice bowl structure, is more susceptible to the warming effects of climate change. The Arctic sea ice, which expands in winter and contracts in summer, has been shrinking dramatically in recent decades. This melting ice contributes to rising sea levels and has profound impacts on the Arctic ecosystem. The contrasting geography of the poles also influences their weather patterns. The Arctic, influenced by warmer air and water currents from the south, experiences less extreme cold than Antarctica. However, the Arctic is prone to blizzards and strong winds, particularly during the transition seasons. Antarctica, in its icy isolation, experiences the coldest temperatures on Earth, with strong winds and little precipitation, making it the world's largest desert. Despite the harsh conditions, life thrives in both polar regions. Antarctica, though seemingly barren, teems with life, particularly in the surrounding ocean. Penguins, in their tuxedo-like plumage, are perhaps the most iconic Antarctic animals. From the majestic emperor penguin to the smaller Adelie penguin, these flightless birds have evolved to survive the extreme cold and breed on the icy continent. The southern oceans surrounding Antarctica is rich in krill, tiny shrimp-like creatures that form the base of the Antarctic food web. Whales, seals and seabirds all depend on krill for survival. Leopard seals, with their sleek bodies and fearsome teeth, are apex predators in this ecosystem, preying on penguins and other seals. Even beneath the ice, life persists. Microscopic algae thrive in the frigid waters, forming the base of a unique food web. These algae are grazed upon by small crustaceans, which in turn are eaten by fish and other marine animals. The discovery of hydrothermal vents on the Antarctic seafloor has revealed an even more bizarre and fascinating array of life, including giant tube worms and other creatures that thrive in the extreme heat and chemicals spewing from these vents. Section 4. Arctic survivors, life under the northern lights. The Arctic supports a greater diversity of land animals. The iconic polar bear is the Arctic's apex predator. They rely on sea ice to hunt seals. Climate change is shrinking sea ice, threatening their survival. Arctic foxes are well adapted to the cold. They scavenge and hunt small animals. Walruses, with their tusks, are another iconic species. They use their tusks to haul out and break ice. The Arctic is home to birds like snowy owls and Arctic terns. These birds migrate long distances. The tundra comes alive in summer, providing food for caribou and musk oxen. Section 5. Sentinels of our planet. The polar regions are vitally important to the health of our planet. The ice sheets of Antarctica and the Arctic regulate global climate by reflecting sunlight and keeping the planet cool. Polar oceans absorb carbon dioxide, acting as important carbon sinks. However, these ecosystems are under threat from climate change. The Arctic is warming twice as fast as the rest of the planet, causing melting ice and rising sea levels. Antarctica's warming temperatures and melting glaciers could have catastrophic consequences for global sea levels. Protecting these regions requires global cooperation to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The fate of the polar regions is intertwined with our own, essential for future generations.